Alright now, don't be fooled, jacket dandies. These uprisings are being manufactured, or at the very least manipulated, to distract from the economic warfare going on all over the world, perpetrated by America, England, the Jews, and various world banks. Some of these news reports I've seen are absolutely hilarious. Videos of empty streets with random people yelling and gunshots from nowhere. Staged rallies of people yelling and jumping on tanks with caps on the barrels made with fuzzy cell phone cams from unknown locations. Or my favorite, the picture of the SUV allegedly in Tripoli that looked like somewhere in West Hollywood loading some guy in it, claiming it was the secret police taking someone to a detention camp. Even though the Western media outlets stress that they can't get into the country to report. Right, come on. Now, I'm not saying these rebellions aren't happening, but a lot of these reports are BS. Take Egypt for example. America propped up Mubarak's regime with billions in aid, second only to Israel, to play along with the Jewish welfare state's agenda. And now he's on a travel ban? Really? I find that interesting. And now in Libya they're doing exactly what, actually in Egypt they're doing exactly what I said they would do. They took the most influential people from the uprising to placate the demonstrators by making that person the leader, since Mubarak has been deposed, as they did when they lost their puppet Anwar Sadat. And now influence over Suez Canal can appear to remain with Egypt, because it'll cause a shitstorm if Israel openly held sway. That's the reason why Iran played it safe and didn't go through the channel with their warships, because they knew who really runs shit there. They're not dumb. Israel basically has control of it, but they've got a new little puppet state in there to take the reins from Mubarak. See, the thing is, in Egypt right now, some hardliners popped up as being recognized as someone willing to work with America from the Muslim Brotherhood, pretending to meet the people's needs. It's just enough to shut them up when gas prices skyrocket in the summer thanks to the new Republican Congress here and the Libyan situation. They've been molding this guy to take the reins and create another dictatorship. I think because the Google executive propped it up, and then one of his buddies, the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, changed it to Freedom and Justice, and now this guy's going to take it over, the Freedom and Justice Party. And I'm pretty sure you all know who really created that title for the party. You know who came up with that one. They'll just give these people enough to keep them quiet. The Saudi king, they protected him. He set aside $10 billion to avoid the situation in his country. He's going to give these guys aid, free stuff for college, the whole shot, because they're a big oil producer for the U.S. He'll be safe from certain groups, CIA, influencing the uprisings in his country. But you can bet your ass if Jordan gets too out of control, the Jewish welfare state will take advantage of that situation to throw the Palestinians there, since they swear they're refugees from Jordan that refuse to leave Israel. Those people are. Now, the thing is, as far as Libya is concerned, a lot of these mercenaries brought in by the monkeys paid by Gaddafi and his son, a lot of these guys aren't just his lackeys. A lot of those are brought in by the West. They're paid by Western agents to stir up conflict. They've brought in guys from Chad, Sudan, Ukraine, Czech Republic, Bulgaria. It ain't just Gaddafi bringing these jacket dandies in. They want him gone because he's made big time deals with the EU. He was going to increase production tenfold. If Western companies cut out the US, the euro will own the dollar, making America even more irrelevant. That's what I'm talking about when I say it's an economic warfare. That's why they've got ships heading there as this video is being made. Right now they're jacking up oil prices based on this rebellion, even though America doesn't even get oil from there, and it only supplies 2% of the world's oil, period. This should tell you that oil pricing isn't based on the value or the amount that's out there, but it's based on whatever they can make. Traders were exposed at inflating price of gas based on future estimates that milked the public of everything. See, they didn't drop diesel down when it started hurting their bottom line, since distribution shot up for corporations. But then they used consumers to fill the void with stupid high gasoline prices. There's enough reserves to keep gas at $1.75 for premium right now, but they know people will pay a lot higher than that, so they're going to keep on milking you. And thanks to this manufacturer rebellion, gas is inching up back to $4 a gallon. I think it's already $4 in California. And even though Obama said he would block traders from adjusting based on futures, that's essentially null and void at this point, since the white trash and dumbass teabaggers and the libertarians and all those assholes voted the Republicans back into the House. Basically, you screwed yourselves. I'm not an Obama fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I know better than to vote those damn snakes back in there. They're just gonna ass rape you for every penny. You see, in Iraq, China not only got the contracts to pump oil, but they also got tons of mineral deposits in Afghanistan sewn up with the Taliban before America came in there. But you see, the U.S. has them ass deep in red tape to keep them from working, even though they've got the factory set up to begin. See, what's about to happen this time is, in America, they're going to raise the gas prices to insane prices like they did in 06, 07. Diesel will go up too, it's already inching up there. They'll raise the gas prices on general goods, like TVs and all that crap. Food's already going up there. It's way up because of the weather, and then they're going to just play that up. They're going to play that up to raise gas prices, food prices even more, even though they don't have to. And then they're going to take advantage of as many markets as possible. Electronics, foods, petrol, you name it. It's all going to be based on the illusion of scarcity, jacking the prices up. That's all they're doing right now. I mean, come on. Do you think that people defaulting on their loans is the real reason that companies started laying off tons of people in the manufacturing sector? Please. The reality is that companies wanted to undercut unions and lower overhead, even though they didn't have to. It wouldn't hurt their bottom line. So they sent tons of jobs overseas, and those they couldn't cut to make up for the loss of labor while they're adjusting. They filed for bankruptcy and got bailed out. And now they're making record profits because they're working with way less staff than they had before and making even more. So for the manufacturing sector in this regard, the recession is over for the corporations, but those jobs aren't coming back because they know that they can work at a far less capacity, producing the same amount. This whole damn recession was manipulated way back in like 01 when the dot-com bubble burst and they lowered interest rates to zero like they're doing now, or it was like 1%, but still. Real estate took advantage of this and started creating these packages for people with shitty jobs to get homes. And at first it was great. I remember Acorn was helping people get homes because they could get like a shitty little house in the hood for like, $20,000, $40,000. That was great. I'm all for that. But see, then the banks started catching on to this. This is how Walmart fucked themselves. The banks started catching on, and they started buying homes outside of the range around like 2004. They started getting out of control. Cats making like $9 to $12 an hour were buying homes for like $300,000 on subprime mortgages and adjustable rates. They were told BS like they could adjust to a fixed rate, but banks weren't gonna do that. They're not gonna. That's a huge loss of money for them. So when these rates went up and they tried to refinance or adjust, the bank said no, and they just defaulted in mass. And the FDIC and their tag team partner JP Morgan Chase, along with buddies from the little circle like Wells Fargo, US Bank, they used this situation to take out all their competitors in one fell swoop. They started foreclosing on companies, They stopped allowing people to get bailed out. Certain companies just wouldn't get bailed out, even though they were in more debt than, let's say, WAMU. They made sure that WAMU couldn't get saved at all, and just sold them off real fast. They've taken out domestic competition abroad, and synthesized it to maximize profits at the expense of the people under the guise of democracy. They've taken out all these people, all the banks that were competitors that weren't in the circle, corporations that weren't in the circle got taken out. They've been getting rid of jobs. We all know the only democracy that matters is that which America controls. And if you don't believe me, that was Patrice Lumumba, because he found that shit out the hard way.